It's the Brick Wall on NSTV. Tonight, we've got special guests Zach Valenti, Sarah Shackett, Gabriel Urbina, and Mike Peters. Now, here's your host, Peter Coleman.
Woo!
Hey, thank you so much. Hey, thank you so much, disembodied voice. And oh man, I am so glad I was hearing that disembodied voice before the whole pandemic happened. Otherwise, I think I might be going mad. Quite mad. Anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in to another rousing edition of the Brick Wall Social Distancing Spectacular. Personally, I did not think we'd be in for round 3 of this craziness, but here we are. Or rather, here we're not. We're obviously still logging in remotely from all over the place and doing our best to flatten the curve by social distancing. Now, I am contractually obligated to ask you all to follow our social media pages. Find us on Facebook at NSTV Long Island, and Brickwall can be found on Instagram at NSTV Brickwall. Now, let me introduce our panel for tonight. Tickling the control keys from Long Island as our producer and technical operator, Mike Peters.
Woo!
We're also very lucky to be joined by a wonderful, wonderful team of podcast writers, producers, and hosts. Please welcome the brilliant minds of Long Story Short Productions. We got Gabriel Urbina.
Oh, hello. Super happy to be here.
Sarah Shackett.
Hey, y'all.
And Zach Valenti.
Howdy ho.
These folks have created such amazing audio dramas as Wolf 359, Time Bombs, and 0 Hours, as well as host the ongoing show No Bad Ideas, all incredibly smart and funny, and I'm not just saying that because I'm in most of them.
You are officially in now.
Well, I didn't want to brag.
Get to. It was so fun working with you on all of them, man.
Let's thank you too. Let's talk about these terrific shows. Let's start with your first baby, your oldest child, Wolf 359. Why don't you give the viewers a little taste of what that magnum opus is all about?
Well, Wolf 359, first podcast that any of us did. And it's a sci-fi space adventure. Really, it's about 4 people who at the start of the show have been stuck on board a space station for a year and a half, very, very far away from Earth with no one but each other company. And it's about what happens as they learn to deal with one another and to deal with the increasingly bizarre things that start to happen on that station.
That kind of sounds like where we're at as a society.
Oh, absolutely.
Honestly,
it's a little prescient.
Yeah.
Like the isolation, the cabin fever, the
strange goings on.
People have made the observation of it is really interesting to now go back and re-listen to a show that is all about people who cannot go outside because they will die if they do. Now that we are living as a society in a condition where we cannot go outside at all.
That's not
playing Doug Eiffel was definitely great preparation for this. Talking to yourself, it sounds crazy, but no.
But it works out. That's right. Zach,
it does pass the time.
Mr. Zach Valenti here is also basically the star of the show as well. You did not start off as creative, but you eventually, you showed them how creative you were, and now you produce with them.
I don't know what to say about just how much joy thinking about that whole experience was one of the most meaningful periods of my life in terms of things that I've poured energy into, and working with these two. I mean, I came out of college just like who is ready to go, and there was just no one around, and like all things in life that seem to work out, I don't know, it came at the right time. And yeah, I don't know if that even answers your question. Did I miss anything?
Sure. No, you didn't. That answers the question.
Right.
And Sarah, how did you and Gabrielle get involved writing together?
Oh boy. We met at a party where we were both blindfolded.
That's right.
Is the true story of that. No, we met through a literary society in college that we were both pretentious enough to join, and became friends, and then took some classes together, and then ended up working the same job together, and we haven't murdered each other yet.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you're not
10
quarantined.
years this fall, right?
Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. That's wild.
And I just thought of one more thing to add that might actually I was a little thrown by being called lead actor, because I think that was what I wanted to get into something for, was to kind of get a platform to start trying out playing leading roles. And I didn't have a lot of acting experience, so I really got to lean on some of the most talented people that I got to be a fan of in school, because as they mentioned, kind of all met in college until later on in the series around season 3. Anyway, I'm a little ADD, so I apologize for taking up too much time talking.
That's all right. I'm a lot of ADD.
Times.
That's
Yeah,
why I
mean,
literally have a teleprompter that keeps me on point. Otherwise, I'd go all over the place.
My attention span lately has been all over the place.
You did Wolf 359, and then you did a little mini podcast called Time Bombs about a group of a bomb disposal unit in New York City, which was a hell of a lot of fun to work on. And then you followed it up with an incredibly well-received anthology series called 0 Hours about the end of the world. What inspired you to make a show about the end of the world? Which, again, very prescient.
Subconsciously, we were just training the entire time.
That's right. I'm so glad we made that show in 2019.
I know.
We had been talking about, we're big fans of Black Mirror and The Twilight Zone and sort of sci-fi anthology stuff that leans into possible futures and therefore possible ends of humanity, and that is sort of that love of those stories is sort of what inspired 0 Hours, as well as just the desire to work with wonderful actors like Zach Valenti and like Peter Coleman in that show.
Wonderful actors like these two, but
right.
other things.
Like ish,
right?
Really, the
An
other
approximation thereof.
And eventually you got tired of being behind the scenes, and now you host your own show where we finally get to hear not just your literary voices, but your voices. Tell us about No Bad Ideas.
Well, No Bad Ideas. Oh, go ahead, Zach.
I was just going to repeat my favorite line from No Bad Ideas, which is the one that I now have memorized and don't need to read off the website, which I read the welcome to No Bad Ideas, the storytelling game show where we take the worst ideas on the internet and try to turn them into stories that are actually good. It's basically a writing exercise that we use to feel productive while we're probably not procrastinating more important work. Probably.
I would say that having listened to several episodes of your show, it's I can't imagine that you won't come out of this experience with actual legitimate ideas that you will turn into something at some point.
We're fast approaching a backlog of 100, and I think we've already positively discussed some of our past episodes. So who's to say?
I look forward very much so to hearing what you guys actually get of all of those things, what's like the one thing that you're gonna? Oh no, this is it. This is it. This is the one.
That's the one.
Whatever Quibi will pay for first.
All right.
Maybe not counting on that anymore.
Yeah, I know. No, but good luck, guys.
All right. Well, just thank you guys so much for joining us and confusing the shit out of all the FBI agents who are monitoring us through our webcams. They won't know what's going to hit them.
Thanks for taking the tape off, guys.
Yeah, right. No, literally, my fiance Leah has a Band-Aid that covers her camera right there.
I mean,
and it,
essential in the 21st century.
I want to get one myself. All right. So we're gonna we've been starting every episode with a little bit of a mental health check-in. How are y'all doing? How are you keeping sane? Anybody pick up any new hobbies?
I've been really getting into wall crawling. I've been hearing about people doing it for years. I've been just putting it off. And now I'm here. And you know what?
What is that? What is
all
that?
of a sudden, I'm doing it 18 hours a day. 18 hours a day, I kid you not, crawling on the walls.
Did you have superpowers? Like, were you bitten by a radioactive spider and you've just been doing nothing with it all this time?
Yeah, you got bit in 2015, right, Gabriel?
That's exactly right. That's when I was bitten by that radioactive spider, yes. And people just kept insisting, you got to try wall crawling. You got to try, climbing on the walls.
You were just like,
and,
it took a pandemic for you to finally give in.
What can I say? They were right all along.
Anybody else?
No new hobbies. I feel like the place in my life where hobbies went is now taken up by dishwashing. So I feel like I'm doing a lot of that, and a lot of napping, and just generally the basic maintenance that one would give a toddler to stay alive is kind of where I'm at.
That sounds familiar. I feel like the dishes never there was always a lot of dishes before this, but now there's a lot of dishes.
Just a lot.
Just so many dishes.
There's
a lot more cooking.
A lot more cooking.
Cooking comes with dishes, unless you're cooking in what you're eating in. That's mostly microwave, which
there's
I
a
just
lot
ran
of
out of. But yeah, I don't know. I think definitely getting a little punchy, but still got the hope. And working through my own stuff. I had gotten a new job like 5 weeks before all this started, and then like the whole sort of business vertical that I was working for was just like released to keep the thing in air in this weird metaphor. Anyway, the point is, it's just a strange time for everyone. I feel incredibly lucky to have roommates that are just super reasonable, easy to communicate with. I've got a landlord who's understanding, and we're all in it together here in New York City. So,
yes, we are.
That's really good to hear.
As far as hobbies go, I've built a small boxing gym in my basement, in addition to sort of the, radio stuff. And so that's been fun, just like keeping active, getting some exercise.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty great.
I got lucky with an Amazon order.
Weren't expecting someone to have an actual productive answer to that question, were you, Peter?
No. I was just planning on making you all feel terrible. No. Yeah, Leah finally got her Ring Fit adventure, so the basement is now a Pilates studio. But she's also been getting into Animal Crossing, which I guess everyone is. And so she'll be playing that in bed next to me, and I look over, and she's like designing a room for herself and taking the end table and moving it over there. And all I can think is like, baby, I play video games because I can't drive 180 miles an hour and shoot people in the face in real life. It's considered impolite. If you want to rearrange the furniture in our room, you go right ahead. I still haven't figured out the appeal of this game, but everyone is into it.
I downloaded, haven't played, have not played.
I blessedly don't have a Switch. Otherwise, I am pretty sure that I would fall prey to the fantasy of having a disposable income.
Which game?
Pretty sure.
Animal
Crossing.
Pretty sure you can
That's the one,
plant.
because those animals aren't going to cross themselves.
Pretty sure you can plant a gold tree in Animal Crossing. So disposable
money.
income,
You harvest it.
harvesting gold.
Oh, yeah. All right.
But I mean, I feel that it's the same phenomenon as The Sims when we were teenagers, of just kind of, oh man, I can't wait to get home from school and be done with my homework so that I can play that game where I make that teenage boy go to school and then do his homework. It's going to be amazing.
Or if you're sadistic, you put them in the pool and then remove the ladder.
And just leave them there.
I mean, that is
We've
also
all
often
done it
how my
once.
teenage years felt. So again, it was all very much an echo chamber.
Yeah, that just brought the "Yo, dog, I heard you liked homework" name. Now my brain is broken. Thanks.
Well, this is crazy times that we live in. Look, Sarah, Gabrielle, I just want to say to you guys, there's a lot of pressure out there to make the most of your quarantine, and just want to remind you and all of our viewers out there that if all you get accomplished during this time is surviving, then good on you, because it's a global pandemic, all right? So if you don't learn to speak Dutch or anything during this time, it's okay, because you ain't flying to Amsterdam anytime soon anyway. So let's move on to our first topic tonight, our favorite punching bag, Mr. Donald J. Trump.
Oh boy.
It seems like all numero 45 has reached peak idiocy last week, and that's saying something. As he suggested that doctors look into the possibility of using disinfectant intravenously to cure COVID-19. Medical professionals responded with blank stares. Disinfectant manufacturers responded with a frantic public service campaign to warn people to not drink or inject their products for the love of God. What do y'all think of that?
Disturbed, mostly. Also vaguely reminded of Tide Pods.
Oh yeah.
Is there something bigger at work here? Is this just big clean?
Big
trying to get us to
disinfectant.
eat their carpet? No. There's no way to spin this as funny at some level.
Well, the younger generation had their Tide Pods, and now I think most of his base tends to be an older demographic.
Oh, I see.
There,
So
they get their chance.
So you're saying that the Tide Pods were the gushers of fruit snacks?
Oh my God! Don't even.
But just equivalently to Clorox for the the sort of all natural fruit leather.
They still make gushers.
Yes, they
I've
do.
seen them on the shelves.
Bought them recently.
Nice.
It's a blast from the past in your mouth.
A fruit blast from the past.
Yeah.
My question with all of this disinfectant nonsense is a little bit of, well, why stop there? If the logic is if you inject this, it will kill the virus. There's plenty of other things that'll kill the virus, like, lava. Lava kills the virus. Virus can't live in lava. So why aren't we getting suggestions to inject ourselves with lava or with powerful acids?
But you have to let the lava cool first.
No. See, that's actually, they do need to warn me not to eat lava. And I've talked about this with my wife. I so badly want to eat lava. Every time I see it, I just want to, what is this? I want to pick it up.
I'll back you up on that.
I want to ingest it. And so, if people could remind me not to when I'm around it, then I think I might need that reminder.
Are you around lava often, Mike?
Thank God I'm not. No.
You can never go to Hawaii.
I went to Hawaii during the eruption, but I wasn't on the Big Island, so
wasted opportunity.
I know.
So it's the texture, and it's just like a visceral feeling of I want to eat that.
Yeah.
Well, it's like if you've ever had a molten lava cake.
Yeah.
It's delicious and gooey. It's like that, except not
lava.
delicious.
Yeah. Magma.
Except molten.
Right. Incredibly lethal.
Yeah.
So
mostly I'm just stunned that he's been doing these 2-hour press conferences for 3 weeks. This happens, and then Saturday and Sunday, no press conference. I think today, no press conference. Is this the line? Have we finally found it? I don't think we have, but it's interesting.
Unfortunately, we have.
May have come close. I read that they decided to cancel the daily briefings, and then I saw that they uncanceled the daily briefings, so maybe we'll have another one tomorrow.
I believe that a lot of news outlets said they were considering no longer transmitting them. Like, I know that a couple of like different cable news channels have finally kind of gone, this is not doing anybody any good.
It was the bleach that did it. They were like, okay, all right.
I really like the idea of, and I've seen a few people do it. I love the idea of streaming it while having, but like, that's not the whole screen. That's a box while you have someone else who's watching it live and deconstructing it and fact checking it on the fly.
Yeah.
I think that is what we need. Because, like, on the one hand, to say, we're not going to air it, technically that's like media censorship in the strictest sense.
But it's private corporations, so they can air whatever the heck they want.
Oh, of course they can.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not their right to.
Right. You have a bunch of angry people outside of every CNN office if they stop, but that's just an assumption.
Right. I think it's important to hear the words that he's saying to know the craziness, but to also not just give them to you like, well, that's what he said, to give them to you and be like, here's what he said and here's why it's wrong. Wait, hold on, pause for a second. I need to go on this thing for a moment. Okay, keep playing. Let's go. Oh, no, this is going to take a while.
That actually is, I think, what makes me angriest about this whole thing, because him telling us to all drink bleach, like, that feels like an Onion headline from 2017, and it doesn't surprise me a ton. But the fact that, like, he has turned this, the first true pandemic we've had in 100 years, this, like, life-changing event that has affected every single person in the United States, into a story about how batshit he is. Like, that's a special talent, right?
It's a good point.
It is. And to be frank, one that none of us is surprised he had.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But hey,
That's true.
At least it's safe to make fun, because obviously people wouldn't ingest bleach, right? Well, I will kindly ask you to never underestimate the stupidity of our fine nation, because apparently it has been reported that departments of health across the country, particularly right here in New York, have recently received a substantial spike in calls from people concerned that they, in fact, ingested or injected household cleaning products upon the suggestion of the President of the United States. Is anyone surprised?
You know, Peter.
Really.
I'm surprised it was New York.
Yeah.
Especially
No, but
because,
honest-
like, you can't get your hands on the products anymore.
Right, exactly. Like, what secret Fallout stash do people have access to?
I feel like every house has that bottle of bleach that has too much in it to throw away, but not enough that you think about
Not
keeping it
enough
if you have to move.
To drink.
But like, it's sure enough to just like fill like a shot glass. Like, that's right there.
Sure
enough.
enough,
Yeah.
that's
There
what
you
it
go.
gets you.
And really, you shouldn't be drinking it straight. Like, what sort of bleach mixers do we recommend?
Oh God.
What a question.
This is old
Absolutely
OJ.
not.
What's your favorite flavor of Lysol?
I mean, they tend to be lemony, right? So you'd want
Right,
something
yeah.
that brings out the citrus.
Sure, I like Spring Fresh.
Yeah, I was gonna say
floral notes.
clean
More of a
laundry.
mountain musk. I don't know. Is that even a one? Is that a scent?
Mountain Musk. Ooh.
I don't know. I feel
Fancy.
like that's an Old Spice ad.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Not surprised.
I just think that bringing up Tide Pods again, like the same people who were like, these stupid kids eating Tide Pods are the
There's all
same
their
ones
parents
going,
being like,
huh, bleach? We got some bleach. Like,
Yeah.
give it a shot.
my kids are fine.
Yeah. Little Jimmy
No, I
wasn't so
love that.
stupid after all.
Yeah.
I love that idea though of kind of like, like see all that older generation seeing all the kids doing the Tide Pod challenge, and then kind of going, all right, hold my bleach, I mean my beer, and let me see how bad I can mess this up.
Yeah. Gabriel, that's a meme. Right there. That's a meme.
I'm here for you, Peter.
Mike,
I'm on it. I'll meme it up and put it on the brick wall page.
All right. Moving away from the U.S. and COVID just for a sec here, North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un underwent emergency heart surgery last week and was later reported to have died during the procedure. Then he was reported to have survived. Then he was reported to have died again, and so on and so forth. In any case, he's been missing from public view for over 2 weeks. Now, North Korea reports that he is still in power. And of course, if there is one thing North Korea is known for, it is forthright and truthful dissemination of facts.
Transparency.
Yep.
Transparency. If any, it's their superpower. What do y'all think is going on here?
Well,
please.
I feel like Trump and Putin are probably going to do this whole weekend at Kimmy's thing and start having a summit, and just Kim Jong-un's going to be wearing sunglasses. And they're like, we're all still here. We all still have nuclear weapons and everything's fine.
That's finally a summit where he can get Kim to sign something.
Yeah.
Actually, though, like, sort of my least favorite part of this whole news item has kind of been, did you all see kind of Trump's answer to when he was asked if he knew the state of North Korea's president's health?
No.
Was he sad
I did, yeah.
to hear? Was he like, that's my buddy?
He gave this answer where he basically went, oh, I've got a great idea. I think that you all are going to find out really soon, but I know right now. You know, just sort of this, like, it's like, my God.
And then it was like a passive aggressive, we wish him well.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Lordy. No, Lord knows what is going on for sure. But in a time like
does she?
Maybe not even her. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, when I was poking around with this, what was wild is like the little bits of information that people are trying to use to understand what's going on. And through that, I learned that like Kim Jong-un travels around North Korea on a personal train, a la Snowpiercer. And his train is not in the capital. And so people are making conjectures about like where the train is and if he's okay based on that.
That's pretty soon that train is going to be the only coronavirus-free place in the whole world, and then it really will be Snowpiercer.
That train might have pulled into Willoughby Station. Twilight Zone.
No, I've never even.
Nothing.
Nice. I'm not so into the catalog, unfortunately. I caught a couple like specials in high school, like the days they ran it all day. So I only have
those are my favorite days.
Well, yeah. If he is in fact dead, then as it turns out, the next in line to take over, probably as supreme leader, is likely to be Un's sister Kim Yo-jong. Now I don't know about you, but I've got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, I feel like I read this headline.
Just look at her. If her brother looks like the guy who got shoved in lockers in high school, she looks like the one doing the shoving. She looks ready to cut a motherfucker. So, what do you think? You think she's the one who is like slipping a little poison into his morning tea? What's going on? Thoughts?
I don't know if it's a Cersei Lannister vibe. From what I've been seeing in kind of some reports, it looks like up until now, a lot of people have been praising her as a progressive voice and as someone that has been working for external communications in between North Korea and other countries. So maybe it's not even a Cersei Lannister. Maybe it's kind of a really like a Marjorie Tyrell sort of, manipulator that actually knows how to make themselves seem progressive and seem for the people while they...
Benevolent dictator.
Well,
Like
at least
MBS.
at the very least, a dictator with a good press department.
She does seem to have a good press department, but it's
so
she
good
just
that her
looks-
brother may not be dead, really, but may also be dead.
yeah. I mean, who knows what's going on over there? And also, just like North Korea is like the one country LARPing Game of Thrones, in that, you know, when her brother came to power, like, they offed their uncle, they offed like a bunch of their father's old people, they killed another one of their brothers with a blow dart. Yeah, it's bonkers. And so I would put, if we're betting, I would definitely, you know, I don't know what the betting lines are, but I would put money on her for sure.
Time to call up our local William Hill agency and see what the over-under is. Okay. I'm sure Vegas has odds on this.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. If they don't, some dark web website does.
It's times like these, though, that make me really, really, really appreciate, you know, being an only child. Because, you know, whatever happens, I'm getting stuff, I'm not getting stuff, but, like, you know, there isn't sort of that drama of kind of, you know, well, I may be getting something, but if I wasn't here, my younger brother would be getting two somethings.
Let me ask you something, Gabrielle. Were you always an only child?
Officially, yes. That's what the records say now.
Wait, why are you texting me asking more questions?
In the womb. What's that?
I asked, why are you texting me? Ask no more questions, Gabrielle.
That sounds like a question, Zach.
Oh, I'm sorry. My mistake. That was a different Gabrielle.
Zach, you know he can crawl on walls. Don't mess with that.
Shit.
Oh my goodness. All right. Let's close that out with that. I'll just say that while any dictator should be considered dangerous for the country they're in control of, that has not stopped the internet from standing, as you said, Kim Yo-jong. That's right. The internet is flooded with Yo-jong fan cams and memes idolizing this potentially ruthless potential despot. So bravo, guys. Mike, do we have any of those?
Oh yeah, let me see if I can pull it on.
Oh please.
This is fast
here we
work,
go.
even by the internet standard.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be surprised anymore.
This is
2 weeks.
That's like 5 years in
Fan
March
cam.
times.
In fairness, TMZ did carry the Kim Jong-un story, so the right people got the information quickly.
The fifth estate at work.
I mean, after seeing the fan cam, I kind of agree with that. You guys couldn't see it on your end. Sorry about that.
Oh,
You all, but our viewers could see it.
Oh, cool.
that's sad. Okay, well then I hope you guys enjoyed it. All right. So in other news, Vice President Mike Pence toured the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota to speak with COVID-19 patients and doctors on the front lines. And of course, Pence ignored the Mayo Clinic's protective policy and was the only one who refused to wear a face mask during the visit. So let me ask you all, will Jesus protect him?
Jesus will protect him.
Yeah, Jesus will protect him.
Jesus will protect him.
Jesus will protect him.
Well, there you go. Okay, for our final segment of the night, we need to talk about something. Now, Governor Cuomo is doing I would say he's doing a pretty good job of keeping the people of New York informed with daily updates. He's doing at least a great job of keeping us updated, for sure. And even conservatives of this fine state have admitted to trusting Cuomo over Trump regarding anything to do with the virus and how it is realistically affecting the state. Not a surprise.
Low bar, I was going to say.
Exactly. But Mr. Governor, do you really need to keep making these press conferences during the Price is Right? I mean, the entire nation is collectively on a sick day right now. And you know that the one thing that we all need on a sick day is to see yokels from around the country try to guess the prices of household items and spin a giant wheel.
It's true.
Well,
As God
don't worry,
intended.
panel, because we've arranged a little game for us to play, and Mike Peters is going to take it away so that I get to play too. I love the end of this show. I have no idea. I don't know. This isn't me. I don't know the answers. This is Mike's. Go ahead, man.
All right, I'm going to take it away, and bear with me. I'm not a game designer. I don't have, gorgeous men and women to showcase the prizes. There are no prizes. So we're gonna do the best we can with what we got going. So, Sarah, Zach, Gabrielle, and Peter, come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Gouged. All right. And we don't have enough to play the whole thing. We don't want to get stupid. So, Peter, you're going to be our first contestant. Okay. So we're going to play variations on, what's going on here? Sorry, our mic is off. Testing? Okay, we should be back. Okay, we lost audio there for a minute, but don't worry, it'll be on the replays. Okay, so we're going to play The Price is Gouged. Okay, so normally the way the Price is Price is Right works is people try to guess the actual retail price of household items. But during this pandemic and this crisis that's been happening, there's been a lot of price gouging happening across the country, which is illegal. Now, all of the games we're about to play are coming from real instances of price gouging. So, Peter, you're going to be up first, and we're going to play, hold on. We're going to play, we're going to play a game called Cliffhanger, which is a very popular Price is Right game. So, Peter, come on down. Here we are. Here you are. Okay.
Oh my goodness. This is so exciting. I just want to say a big shout out to my family. Hey guys, I'm on TV. It's crazy.
Peter.
So,
I always wanted to come to New York City.
For those of you who don't know how the game is played, it's a variation of the actual game. Peter, we all know the retail price of a 12-ounce bottle of Purell is $3.50. Now, I'm going to start this little man climbing on this mountaintop here, and when he gets to the point in which you think the price has been gouged to, so the price a bodega in Brooklyn was asking for a 12-ounce bottle of Purell, you tell me to stop. And if you're right within, let's say, $3, you win. Are you ready to play Cliffhangers?
I am ready. Is it like if I go too high, then I lose?
If you go too high, you lose. You have to get within $3 to win. So
but under it. Okay.
I'm going to no. Over or under doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. All right.
If you're within $3, you win. I'm going to remind our viewers of the actual retail price of Purell is $3.50. Now, Peter, tell me when to stop the mountain climber where you think the price is gouged to. Here he goes. Okay. Okay, so you stopped him at $11. Now can we see the price gouge price of a 12-ounce bottle of Purell? Oof. It was price gouged at $23. I'm sorry, Pete. You did not make it.
So bodegas.
That's a bodega. I'm going to show our viewers the actual image.
Damn.
From there.
Wow.
Whoa.
$22.99.
And it was started at $3.50.
And it was actually retails at $3.50. So unfortunate state of affairs.
So
This
did
price
they get
gouging
busted
is
for that?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm glad to
There's
say that
justice.
every single person on this list who price gouged in this time of crisis did get busted.
Good.
So
Well,
there's
My
some
blood
good
pressure
news
just
there.
dropped like 17
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
And now we get to participate in the public shaming part of the punishment.
Yes.
I was-
So I think that our next game is it's I'm not actually sure the actual name on it is on the Price is Right, but it's a game of scales. I'm going to show you. Our contestants can't see it. I'm going to tell you what's on the scale, and you're going to have to tell me which bag of cash to place on the other side of the scale to balance. If you get the scales to balance, then you win. Okay? So, Zach, come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Gouged. All right, what we have here.
Just some despicable price gouging.
I know you can't see it where you are right now, but our viewers can.
Excellent.
What we have on display is a box of 10 N95 masks.
Ooh.
Oh, Jesus.
God.
Oh no.
All right. Now, the actual retail price of the N95 masks is $10.69. That's it.
That's
$10.69 for a box of 10. How much did an Ohio man try to sell a box of 10 N95 masks for? Your choices are $150, $360, or $540. This is Zach.
I want to say it's the second option, the middle number.
$360? Well, let's put those bags on the scale and see how they weigh up. And we have $360 is the
Nice.
correct answer. A man from Ohio trying to sell a box of 10 N95 masks for $360.
I had an
And-
edge because I saw a headline weeks ago about the jump from $1 to $8, so I knew it was over 80. So 150 sounded kind of low with what I've been
Low.
hearing about with the states, which is just so dark. That is so dark.
Very dark. Again, this man was brought to justice and could face up to a year in jail for this.
Well, good.
All
So
right.
his user is Donkey 476.
Donkey
of that
476. The prosecuting attorney actually said he goes by the eBay name Donkey 476, and I can think of another name for Donkey that would be more appropriate for this man. Okay, are we ready? So Sarah, you are the next contestant on The Price is Gouged, and we're going to play cliffhangers again because, hey, I'm only one man and can only make so many games. So here we go. I'm going to reset our little mountain climber. What we have this time is we have a bottle of Lysol spray, and the actual retail price of a bottle of Lysol spray is $5.97. Now, another, I don't remember where this was from, but you need to stop our mountain climber where you think the price gouge is. Are you ready to play?
Ready to play.
Ready to play. Let's give our little man a chance to climb.
These guys are gonna let him go for a while.
strategy. Learn from my mistakes.
Yeah, I miss going outside.
Oh, I was hiking.
When you get jealous of a
That's what I was
cartoon,
like, wow, that mountaintop looks real nice.
look at that smile on that guy. He's having a great time.
All right, stop.
Such a pep in his step.
Okay. You stopped him at $22. And I said with Pete, we got to be within $3, right? So, let's see. Are you correct? Oh, the correct answer is $20, $19.99. A price gouge if I've ever seen one. We can go over here and I'll show our viewers the actual $19.99. The retail price is $5.97, and local business trying to make a little money. It's sad. It's sad. All right. We got one more game.
Don't try to make a killing in a way that actually involves killing someone.
It's
don't.
Profiteering. It's really bad. We got one more contestant on The Price is Gouged. So, Gabrielle, come on down. You are our next contestant on The Price is Gouged. Okay, I know you can't see it, Gabe, but what we have here is we have a 12-pack of Angel Soft toilet tissue. The actual retail price. The actual retail price is $9.97, which still seems kind of high to me. But anyway, $9.97, 12-pack of Angel Soft. You've got three choices here. Is the price gouge $39, $52, or $86?
I hope I'm wrong.
This is an Iowa man selling on eBay.
I'm going to say the high number. I'm going to say 86.
$86. All right, let's put it on the scale and see how it measures up. Here we go. And it's correct. $86.
I'm so excited because I love winning, but also fuck that.
That's insane. $86 for a 12-pack of toilet paper on eBay. And here's the worst part. All of these things sold, by the way.
No.
Of course they
All
did.
of them sold.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
To undercover agents that then arrested them, or to
Actual
good,
people.
hardworking Americans.
No, to my mom. I'm pretty sure.
Somebody was talking.
I'm just so proud of all you guys for doing so much better at this game than me.
Pete, you underestimated the price gouging that goes on.
Damn. That's
Yeah.
Just have more faith in people, I guess, Peter. I don't
I
know.
have too much.
Yeah, too
My
much
bad.
faith. Too much faith. Well, I hope you all enjoyed The Price is Gouged. We'll be back next week. Make sure to spay and neuter your pets.
All right. That is going to do it for us tonight on The Brick Wall. No musical guest tonight, but you can always check out NSTV Long Island's YouTube channel for every single episode of The Brick Wall we've ever produced. So go relive some of your faves during the pandemic. And remember to follow us on social media at NSTV Brick Wall. Thank you so much to my guests, to Mike, Zach, Sarah, Gabrielle. For The Brick Wall, I am Peter Coleman. You all stay safe, stay healthy, stay the hell away from me.
Good night,
Captain.
everybody.
Good night.